Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Bernard Long, who is in the studio with me today. And Bernard has a finance background and is the Green Party's candidate for Otaki. Bernard, welcome.
Thank you, Catherine.
We're going to spend some time getting to know you a little bit better for the listeners. So let's start at the beginning, I think, probably. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing, your childhood, the issues of people who influenced you the most in your formative years.
Oh, goodness. Okay, mine was what you could describe as an Irish Catholic heritage.
Well, I know that well.
As is denoted probably by the name Bernard. But it was middle class.
Yeah.
And there was a strong emphasis in my family on social justice.
Okay.
Very, very much driven by the example, and Michael Joseph Savage was somebody that was talked about.
Yes.
And whose principles were valued in my household.
Yeah, wonderful. And you've got kids yourself at the moment?
I do, yeah. Yes? I've got two. The other influence in my life was around Irish independence.
Okay.
Which was quite strong from my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have kids. I've got two daughters, both very grown up, of course, as I am very grown up as well. And they're professional women with families living in Horowhenua and Wairarapa.
Fantastic. So everyone sort of stayed pretty close.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. Now, I understand in terms of your professional background that you were in financial services for a long time. We don't typically associate someone in the financial industry with the Green Party. Is that a dated assumption that I've made there about the party and the people in it?
Yeah, well, yes, Catherine, it is dated. I think very much dated, because the Green Party has a broad range of skills and backgrounds. And as an example, James Shaw, the co-leader, comes from a business background. But somebody with my background as a candidate indicates that the climate crisis and protecting the environment and the fringe and dealing with poverty are no longer fringe issues.
Sure.
They're top of mind for me and also for many people. And, of course, related to the issue of inequality. So they're kind of front and centre of life today.
And it seems like a good balance.
Yeah.
So I've had a little bit of a read-up on you. Understand that in your leisure time you are a thespian, been
yes.
on the screen a bit with some advertisements, but you're also in the Rotary for 10 years and volunteered for the local budget advisory service. So it's a mix there. But what sort of these connections or experiences told you about the issues that are the most important to the Otaki electorate?
I think probably the two that have the greatest impact in that regard, my budget service work and Rotary work, and the budget service in particular brought me face to face with the inequality and the deprivation that many of our citizens face. 25% of our children live in poverty, and whilst I was aware of it, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And that enabled me, or that introduced that demographic to me, and has been a stunning, if not shocking, experience.
Goodness.
Yeah, and Rotary work likewise, where we're often dealing with the less fortunate.
The Green Party has been part of the coalition government with Labour and New Zealand First. How has the Green Party been in achieving things that are important to your base during this last term?
Yeah, very. We've achieved quite a lot, and I'll talk about climate action just a little bit later. But minor party accomplishments can tend to get swallowed by the major party. That's not a criticism, that's just reality.
Just how it happens.
And we just don't see that. But over the last term, we've had 13 major climate change actions that have taken place because of the Greens. Just a couple of those: the Zero Carbon Act with cross-party support.
Yep.
That was important. The banning of new offshore oil and gas exploration, and the Climate Change Commission, which, by the way, has just come out with the risk assessments that we're facing around climate change. Just a few of those. But also in housing, there's $570 million that was voted for new social housing in the last budget. That was directly as a result of our green work. Rental reform and abortion was decriminalised. and parental leave extended to 26 weeks. Those were green initiatives, which, is not always obvious that they were.
Okay, thank you for that. In the last election, the Green Party got about 2,000 electric votes and 2,300 party votes. Well off the 20,000 odd votes National achieved to win the seat. Why are you going to do any better this time around?
Well, my focus is on improving the party vote. That's primarily why I'm doing what we're doing. And my personal objective is that we, the party here in Otaki, achieves a percentage of the party vote which is consistent with that which is achieved nationally.
Okay.
Last time we did about 7%.
Yep.
Currently sitting at 5%.
Okay.
And success would be 10%
okay.
of the party vote in Horowhenua.
Am I right in saying that you're not on the party list at the moment?
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a party list of 25.
Mm-hmm.
We have 8 MPs in Parliament at the moment, and if we were to double that, that would be a very good outcome. So in a good result, we might expect 15 or 16 of those people to be in Parliament. And then after that 25, there's a group of candidates who are electorate vote only. So I would have to rely on the electorate vote to be in Parliament.
Gotcha. Okay. So on that, if the Green Party get to play a significant role in government after the election, how will it benefit the people here in Otaki?
Good question.
Well, essentially, why should they vote for the Green Party? Really, is what I'm asking, isn't it?
Well, there's some local things and broader, more national things which both apply. But in particular, the Green Party is strong on public transport and electrification of rail. Mm-hmm. So we have it in our manifesto to electrify from Wellington, or Waikanae now, right through to Palmerston North, and equally, just to kind of counter that, or the other side of that, is from Auckland through to Hamilton.
Okay.
As well. The completion of Transmission Gully and the Otaki to north of Levin motorways, priorities.
Yes.
Roading is not the answer to the transportation issues that we face, and I've just experienced in driving down here. It is part of the answer.
Yeah.
And we would bring to the fore public transport, both in rail and bus. Focus on the environment.
Yeah.
We will not countenance any relaxation of the freshwater quality the freshwater standards that are in place, and that has been proposed for Horowhenua, that we've got to relax on that a bit. Horowhenua is not responsible for the food security of New Zealand. Mm-hmm. We will do our bit, but we're not going to have our lake and our area polluted for that purpose.
Fantastic.
Also, just at a broader, more broadly, there's been 1.1 allocated or budgeted for green jobs, came out of the last budget, plus a number of housing initiatives, which I won't go into here, but primarily they're directed at enabling people to get into their own home.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I've got some pretty tough questions for you now, Bernard. So you've got to get your politician hat on here.
Right.
So I'm training you for what's coming up in the election trail. All right, would you rather eat sweet or savoury?
Oh, sweet. Not allowed to, shouldn't, but sweet.
Rather be hot or cold?
Hot.
Beach or forest?
Ooh.
This is a tricky one.
I run on both. Forest.
Forest, nice. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Oh, woof. Classical or rock?
Rock.
Rock and roll. That's
noisier the better.
Fantastic. It's been a pleasure having you in. Thank you very much for coming into our Beach FM General Election Show. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
106.3 Beach FM.